Hey, happy Thanksgiving. It's Pastor Gino here. Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to share a scripture with you, Psalms 136:1. It says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good." How many of you know he is good? His steadfast love endures forever. My son and I were talking this week about how good God's been in the midst of our tests and trials over the last few weeks and months. And we both were talking about how God has shown up in so many ways, even when troubles are there. We see God's hand. I was thinking with my son and talking about it that God is an awesome planner. God has a plan with all the trials and tests that we go through. And that plan oftentimes is for our character to resemble Christ's character. God's a great planner. Think about that. He planned the earth. He set things in motion that is constantly working. He had the plan of salvation ready for when humanity, Adam and Eve, of course, when they fell in the garden, that God would move in with his solution, Jesus Christ, with his great son's sacrifice on that cross. So every time something's going on in your life, always know God's at work. And at the beginning, it may not seem clear, but as you go through it, you're going to see the fingerprints of God in everything that is happening. God's little divine involvement or little divine blessings in the middle of that trial shows how good he is. He is certainly good. I'm glad for you, and I'm thankful that you're in my life. I wanted to share a little story that may bring some understanding at this time of year especially. There was two boys. They were mid-teenage years, 15 to 17, and they had one of their moms worked at a department store. So these two boys, they worked up a little plan to play a practical joke on the mom. So they broke into the department store where the mom worked. And what did they do? They didn't steal anything, but they went around the store as a practical joke and changed the price tags. So can you imagine that? The next morning, the store opens, and all of a sudden, they're getting people to the counter to check out, and there's gold necklaces for $22 instead of $300. There's diamond rings that are $1,000 for $17. Sometimes there was shaving cream for $200 when the shaving cream is normally $3. So the values were changed. The values were messed up. And in our lives, sometimes in our journey, this story brings an understanding about in our journey that sometimes our value system gets messed up. We're in tests and trials. And what does the enemy want to do? He wants to mess up the value system. And he wants us to give the wrong attention to the wrong thing. So I encourage you at this time of year to just check your value system. Are you giving attention to the things that are most valuable? Your time with God, your prayer time, your reading the Bible, your family, being there, listening, talking, encouraging, lifting up, guiding. All of those things are so, so valuable. And the enemy would love nothing more but to get your value system messed up. So stand against that and make sure you have the right value system in every area of your life. Another thing, another perspective change that happened for me was when our children were little, Toby and Taylor and my wife Donna, when my children were little, we would always be stressed out. And oftentimes we would be like, oh man, we got to do this. I was the pastor and working at that time as well, kind of working through things. My wife was working and we were taking care of the kids, juggling, all the things that happen in a young growing family. And every day it would be like, oh, we got to do this and we got to do that. And we got to get ready for Sunday and we got to get this job done for this person that I'm working with. And I got to go to work tomorrow morning at the office, whatever the case. I got to get the kids over here. I got to get their shoes, a new pair of shoes, whatever the case. And one day God pecked on my shoulder. I was driving in the car and looked back at the kids and knowing that it's stressful times, but knowing it's so important to see it with the right perspective. God said, you don't have to do these things. You get to do these things. So our lives, we're like, oh, I got to get this done, got to get that done. But really, we need to look at it in God's perspective. We get to do it. We get to love our family. We get to work. We get to handle things. We get to carry the responsibilities of life. How many are not with us anymore? Their responsibilities are over. How many in the other parts of the world, they don't have the opportunities we have in our country? And we need to be thankful. And we need to see it in the perspective that God wants us to see it in. It's not that I have to, it's that I get to. I get to do what God has called me and purposed me to do. So again, make sure your perspective is correct as well. Another thing of encouragement and opportunity I want to share with you is we have connected with Prison Fellowship and the Angel Tree program. We had 31 children that we are serving. And what this program does is for Christmas, the incarcerated parents can't be there for their children. So they're with caregivers or the other parent or whatever the case. So we are stepping in and we are providing gifts up to like $25 to $30 a piece for the children. So it can be a couple of gifts or one gift. And we are connecting with them, and we're having them to come here and pick up those gifts for their children, or if they're with a caregiver, the children they're caring for on December the 8th. And what I want to ask you is, we have 3 left. We had 31, but we're down to 28 have been designated, and the 3 are left. So that's about $75 cash or whatever monetary wise. But then the work, is kind of going through to get the kids handled and get things set up. The 3 children are 9 years old, 11 years old, and 13 years old. Dad's not there in this situation. So they are, in need. They're in a jam. And I want to encourage you, if you can, if you would like to, if you have a heart for, kids in this situation, if you'd like to give, we're gonna step in and provide those gifts for them. And you can help me if you'd like. And I'm going to give you a way to do that. You can give to by Cash App. Younger generation really works with Cash App. So I had to get this done. My kids, hey, Dad, you need to get your Cash App set up for the church or for yourself. So I got that set up. It's $ Pastor Gino Bryant. For those who use Cash App, you know exactly what's going on there. And then if you'd like to give a different way, it's text. You can text FGWC Give to this number, 77977. If you can do $10, $20, $75, whatever, if we get more than the 75 needed, we will try to pick up an additional child or an additional couple of children. So give freely as you feel led by the Spirit, and we'll make sure it goes the right places. You will get a receipt. You will get, of course, a picture of the gifts that we give to those kids coming there in December. Thank you again so much for helping there if you can. I wanted to also give you an opportunity, if you would like, to give a thank offering. It's Thanksgiving. Noah, he took his family on the ark, and it was a long journey for Noah individually, but then it was a certain amount of time for the whole family in the ark. So Noah fought through a lot. And then the family had to come alongside and they worked together for all the animals to be saved. Thank you, Noah, for all the 8 that was saved on that ark when the whole world was judged by the flood. Whenever Noah got off the ark and his family got off the ark, one of the first things Noah did was built an altar. And he cried out to God and he thanked God for getting them through all the challenges and the tests. So a thank offering is a powerful thing, and it got a divine response. We know the rainbow. We know the blessings of God was poured out on Noah, and his children, had other children. Many things happened there to just that covenant with Noah was revealed in a powerful way, that God would never flood the whole earth again like that. So I want to ask you this. You've been through a lot these last few years. Our country's been through a lot with the political upheavals, with the challenges, with the anger, with everybody, with so much going on, getting bombarded in our country by so much. And it's been stressful. But I believe God spoke to me a couple of days ago that this is changing. We're getting ready to see the greatest days in America, I believe. There's some breakthroughs. We're getting ready to see revival hit this country over the next few years. That's going to be tremendous. And we are now on the other side of a lot of things. And I believe God would ask us, hey, give a thank offering. get out before me, get in a place before me, and give a thank offering. One way you can do that is by giving financially and say, God, I just want to give this $20, this $50, this whatever amount to say thank you for getting my family through this, for getting us through COVID, for getting us through the economy going crazy, for getting us through it. And I believe God's going to give you a divine response. Have you seen God do that before? Where He moved because you moved? Oh, it's awesome. You feel the pleasure of God. I love you much. If you'd like to give a thank offering, that will also be documented, and you'll get receipts for that, and it's all tax deductible. But it could go to help the ministry here, but ultimately it's giving unto the Lord. And you can do that the same way through Cash App or by texting. Also, if you'd like to go on our website, www.fgwc.com, and that will guide you to give. Finally, last of everything, thanks for sticking with me. I want to pray for you and your family. I am your prayer warrior. I want to be your pastor if you don't have a pastor. I want to stand for you and attach my faith in your faith. Two can make a big difference. One can put 1,000 to flight. Two can put 10,000 to flight. I'm your prayer warrior. Send me a text, send me an email. Go on our website, fgwc.org. There's prayer requests over there on the right-hand side on one of the resource tabs. And let me know what's going on. Let me know how I can pray for you and your family. I love you. God bless you. Again, I want to say happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the rest of your day and your week. God bless you.